What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. In yesterday's video, I talked extensively about why Doomfist won't be the upcoming 25th hero of Overwatch. And while I still stand by the claims and evidence I brought up, since then a new realization has struck me. Blizzard may be in the middle of making a huge mistake. So first off, I do recommend you watch my previous video before delving into this one if you haven't already, as it'll help you to understand the evidence and references I'm going to be using in this. You can go to it by clicking the card on screen now, or if you want to just wait till the end of this video, that's fine too. So while I was making my previous video, I was primarily working from my own mindset and the logical deductions I came up with regards to how Blizzard would want things to play out. But what I think I may have underestimated until now is just how upset people are already getting with regards to Doomfist. I've been browsing through a number of forums and YouTube comments as of late, and I've become quite alarmed by how similar everything seems to back during the Sombra ARG. Now, I'm sure everyone is aware to some extent of what ultimately ended up happening in the community by the end of the ARG. The community reached the point of borderline outrage, simply because so many big ARG clues and build-ups only resulted in more clues and build-ups. It just dragged on forever, and people not only got tired and bored of it, but also irritated by how these clues and hints kept getting thrown in their faces, even after they gave up caring about it. Thus, by the time Sombra finally released, people were fairly apathetic. It was so obvious she was coming long before she was actually revealed, resulting in an abnormally low amount of hype from the masses when she was presented at BlizzCon. Sure, the inclusion of a new hero into the game will always make people happy and excited, and I know I loved her cinematic reveal at the event, but overall it was really pushing things with regard to just how long they dragged on her hype. Blizzard openly acknowledged this disdain felt by the community and apologized for how poorly it all played out. They wanted to try something fun and new, and it simply didn't work out. I can respect that. Things won't always play out as we want them to when trying something new, so I was more than willing to give them a pass for how the ARG played out. However, I then became greatly dismayed when I realized that they are seemingly doing the exact same thing right now with Doomfist. If my theory about when Doomfist will be revealed is correct, then we won't actually be seeing him until BlizzCon in this November. Additionally, continuing the assumption the upcoming 25th hero is someone other than Doomfist, that means that 2 heroes in a row were teased as possibly being Doomfist prior to their release. While this makes sense with regards to the ongoing storyline Blizzard seems to be presenting to us, it also means that Blizzard has fooled us twice with the exact same red herring. Personally, if this is the case, then I consider it to actually be far worse than the debacle with the Sombra ARG. The only hero whose reveal fell victim to the misunderstanding of them actually being Sombra was Ana, and from what I can tell, Blizzard never even intentionally tried to make Ana look like Sombra prior to her release. That was just a natural side effect of the community's thought process with regards to the ARG, which was running at that time. However, there has clearly been an intentional misdirection on Blizzard's part with regards to Orisa, and, if my predictions hold true, again with whoever the 25th hero is. Both times they'll tease the community with what apparently is Doomfist, only to pull back the curtain to reveal someone else instead. I know a lot of people were fairly disappointed to get Orisa instead of Doomfist, but at least to me, it made sense why they used him in her build-up process. Doomfist is an immensely popular character idea, and thus using it to bait in attention for their actual new hero was understandable. But honestly, I expected them to just leave it at Orisa. In my prediction video from back before our most recent teaser, I stated that one reason I thought Doomfist wouldn't show up again for a long time is because it would force them to put too much focus on a hero that couldn't possibly be added to the game at this point in time. To even mention his name again would risk recreating the Sombra ARG by having a hero who's time and time again mentioned but never actually revealed. However, this time I consider it to be much worse than the Sombra ARG. As I said already, I could forgive Blizzard for it once, since it was their, let's call it a first-time offense. Except now, they're doing the same thing again, only this time, they're even more in our face with the clues and leaks than they ever were with Sombra. Sure, it's not an ARG where we need to decipher clues and solve puzzles to figure out what's going on, but they're still just over and over again bringing up Doomfist's name simply for the attention it generates. I remember back during the anniversary event, game director Jeff Kaplan was questioned about Doomfist in an interview, and he said how interesting it was because the community built up all the hype for him themselves without any effort put in on Blizzard's behalf. That statement used to be true up until Orisa's introduction into the game, but now they have no excuses. I could pardon them never giving us Doomfist if they never even said his name or alluded to him beyond what was featured on the Nimbani map. If they didn't want him to hold any more of a presence in their game than what he already had, then that's their choice to make, and I'm fine with it. However, now that they've teased him twice with 2 different heroes, I think they maybe have played a little too carelessly with fire. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if you're thinking about everything I've said so far, and decide that the argument I've presented is best explained as proof that Doomfist is in fact the 25th hero. That would mean all the hype and build-up could end next week when they're revealed, and Blizzard could safely wrap up the whole Doomfist story arc without dragging it out forever. And I will admit, you would have a very strong point by stating that, but I see one huge flaw with it. Blizzard cares too much about putting on a show. The best example of this is the animated shorts, which must have cost them an abhorrent amount of money to produce. Blizzard definitely saw little to none of that money returned to them with the finished product, but they never expected to in the first place. They made the animated shorts, and the comics, and the whole expanded Overwatch universe to tell stories, and to make us, the community, happy. These impressively done cinematics show how much Blizzard likes to make themselves stand out from other companies that would never risk investing in such blatant monetary losses. Now, you may be wondering how exactly this ties into recent events pertaining to Doomfist. Well, the one big counter in this situation for why Doomfist certainly isn't the next hero is that they've already made it too obvious that he could be. Blizzard wants us to be surprised by their new heroes. They want us to stay guessing and to come up with our own theories and predictions. So, if they do in fact release Doomfist next, no one would be surprised. Sure, people will get excited that he's finally playable, but ultimately it'll be anticlimactic. What left is there to be excited about with regards to Doomfist? His appearance? His abilities? These are all trivial in comparison to simply the idea of him that has been created by the community. Unless Blizzard has something truly unpredictable and spectacular in store for him, I can't see him being released next week in the scope of everything which has happened so far, simply because it would come across as too dull. But at the same time, I can't see them making a mistake as big as trying to fool us twice with the same worm on a hook. Not only is there the issue of the hero fake out happening again like it already did with Orisa, but also the issue of having an immensely drawn out hero build up and tease, which primarily results in just pissing off the community. Honestly, I'm still not quite sure where I stand on this. I firmly still stand by my belief that Doomfist isn't the next Overwatch hero, but at the same time, I can't fathom why Blizzard would ever risk a repeat of the Sombra flop by drawing him out so long. The only stance I think I can take for the time being is to admit that I'm just unsure what exactly Blizzard's plan is. Until new information is presented to me, or I can somehow work out a previously unforeseen answer, I'm just gonna have to linger in this state of cognitive dissonance. Please, more than on any video before, Leave your comments below regarding what you think about all this. Is Blizzard just once again working in a very mysterious way? Or is Doomfist being Hero 25 the only possible answer to this impasse? Also, don't forget to vote in today's poll card to compare your thoughts with others. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and click that bell icon to keep up with all my other, more definite content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, try to come up with your own answer to this bizarre impasse, and have a great day.